dışarı bezme. हमारे फेस पे लाइट नहीं आ रही लाइट Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum viewers. My name is Sara and I am a level 1 student at Haj School Islamabad campus. So viewers, as you know, I will come with the new CallAnnie. So today my CallAnnie. So today my CallAnnie topic is general history and big changes. So let's. Hello ChatGPT, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. How can I help you today?
Okay, ChatGPT, today my topic is general history and big changes. So my first question is for you that which historical event do you think changed the world the most?
That's a fascinating topic. There are quite a few historic events that had a monumental impact on the world. For example, the Industrial Revolution transformed economies and societies globally. The World Wars also reshaped geopolitics and economies. And then there's the invention of the printing press, which revolutionized. It really depends on which aspect you're focusing on.
Okay, ChatGPT. So my next question is for you that why are certain events remembered more than others?
That's a great question. Generally, certain events are remembered more because of their impact on society, their lasting consequences, and the way they're documented and taught. Events that lead to major social, political, or technological shifts tend to stand out. Also, the way history is recorded, the narratives passed down through generations, and sometimes even the media's portrayal all play a role in making certain events more memorable.
Okay, ChatGPT. So my next question is for you that how do wars shape the future of countries? Please give me answer.
Absolutely. Wars can have a huge impact on the future of countries in multiple ways. For instance, they can lead to significant changes in political boundaries and the emergence of new nations. Wars often reshape governments, sometimes leading to the rise or fall of regimes. Economically, wars can stimulate technological advancements and infrastructure development, but they can also cause economic downturns and debt. Socially, wars can lead migrations, demographic shifts, and changes in cultural identity. So wars have a complex and lasting influence on countries' futures.
Okay, ChatGPT. So my next question is for you that why is learning history important today? Okay, nice.
Learning history is super important because it helps us understand how societies evolved, the origins of current beliefs and institutions, and the mistakes or successes of the past. It also provides valuable lessons that can help us make better decisions in the present and future. Plus, it fosters critical thinking, empathy, and a deeper appreciation for diverse cultures and perspectives. It really helps us navigate the world more thoughtfully.
Okay, ChatGPT. So my next question is for you that how does history influence modern society?
History influences modern society in so many ways. For one, it shapes our cultural identity, traditions, and values, the legal systems, governmental structures, and even technological advancements we have today often have roots in historical developments. Historical events also influence our collective memory and national narratives, which in turn affects how societies interact with each other. Plus, understanding history helps us avoid repeating past mistakes and inspires innovation by learning from previous achievements.
Okay, ChatGPT. So my next question is for you that what makes an event historically significant? Okay, nice. So my next question.
An event is usually considered historically significant if it brings about major lasting changes. This could be in the form of political shifts, economic transformations, social revolutions or cultural impacts, events that influence large groups of people, reshape societal, or have enduring effects on the world's trajectory tend to stand out. Additionally, how well an event is documented and remembered also plays a role in its historical significance.
Okay, ChatGPT. So my next question is for you that how do revolutions change people's lives?
Revolutions can profoundly change people's lives by altering the political, social, and economic landscapes. For instance, revolutions can lead to the overthrow of oppressive regimes, resulting in newfound freedoms and rights for citizens. They can also bring about social reforms such as improved education, healthcare, and equality. On a personal level, revolutions can lead to upheaval, displacement, and sometimes loss, but they can also spark hope, empowerment, and a sense of collective purpose. Overall, revolutions can reshape everyday life and pave the way for a new era.
Okay, ChatGPT. So my next question is for you that what role does leadership play in major historical events?
Leadership plays a pivotal role in major historical events because leaders often set the vision, make critical decisions, and inspire or motivate people to take action. A strong leader can unite people, guide them through challenges, and shade the direction of events. On the flip side, poor leadership can lead to chaos or missed opportunities. Throughout history, leaders like Winston Churchill, Nelson Mandela, and many others have significantly influenced the course of events and the fate of nations. So leadership is often the driving force behind historical change.
Okay, ChatGPT. So my next question is for you that how does technology change the course of history?
Technology has been a major driver of historical change in countless ways. For example, innovations like the printing press revolutionized communication and education. The Industrial Revolution transformed economies and societies by introducing mechanization. More recently, the digital revolution has changed how we communicate, work, and even think. Technology can also influence military power, healthcare, and social structures. Overall, it shapes the way societies evolve, solve problems, and interact with the world.
Okay, ChatGPT. So my next question is for you that how did World War I change the global map?
World wars had a massive global impact in several ways. They redefined political boundaries, leading to the creation of new nations and the redrawing of maps. Economically, they spurred industrial advancements and led to the development of new technologies. Socially, they caused massive shifts in populations, migrations, and changes in gender roles as women entered the workforce in large numbers. Moreover, world wars also led to the formation of international organizations like the United Nations aimed at promoting global peace. Overall, world wars fundamentally reshaped the world in political, economic, and social dimensions.
Okay, ChatGPT. So my next question is for you that why is World War II considered a turning point in history?
World War II is considered a turning point. It led to the establishment of the United Nations, aiming to promote global peace and cooperation. It also marked the beginning of the Cold War, creating a division between the Western Bloc and the Eastern Bloc. Economically, it spurred massive reconstruction efforts like the Marshall Plan and helped to rebuild war-torn countries. Socially, it accelerated movements for civil rights and decolonization, reshaping global power structures. Technologically, it led to significant advancements, including nuclear energy and computing. Overall, the aftermath of World War II fundamentally transformed the global order and for the modern world.
Okay, ChatGPT. So my next question is for you that what lessons did the world learn from the world wars?
The world learned several lessons from the world wars. One major lesson was the importance of international cooperation and diplomacy to prevent conflict, which led to the creation of organizations like the United Nations. Another lesson was the need for human rights protections, leading to the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. The wars also highlighted the dangers of totalitarian regimes and the importance of democracy and political freedoms. Additionally, the wars emphasized the need for economic stability and reconstruction to prevent future conflicts. So overall, the world wars taught the world the value of peace, collaboration, and the protection of human dignity.
Okay, ChatGPT. So my next question is for you that what was the significance of the Vietnam War?
The Vietnam War holds a significant place in history for several reasons. Firstly, it highlighted the complexities of Cold War geopolitics, with the US and the Soviet Union backing different sides. It also brought attention to the limits of military power and the challenges of fighting an unconventional guerrilla war. The war had a profound impact on American society, leading to widespread anti-war protests and a shift in public opinion. Additionally, it influenced US foreign policy, leading to a more cautious approach in later interventions. The Vietnam War also had lasting effects on Vietnam itself, resulting in significant social and economic changes. Overall, it remains a poignant example of the complexities and consequences of modern warfare.
Okay, ChatGPT. So my next question is for you that how have wars affected civilians throughout history?
Wars have had a profound and often devastating impact on civilians throughout history. For one, wars have caused immense loss of life, displacement, and suffering due to violence and conflict. Civilians have often been caught in the crossfire, leading to casualties and trauma. Wars have also led to large-scale displacement, creating refugees and affecting communities for generations. Additionally, wars have disrupted economies, leading to poverty, food shortages, and infrastructure damage. Socially, wars have sometimes caused divisions within societies, impacting cultural heritage and community cohesion. Overall, the effects on civilians have been profound, long-lasting, and multifaceted.
Okay, ChatGPT. So my next question is for you that can wars ever lead to positive change?
Yes, wars can sometimes lead to positive changes, even though they bring a lot of hardship. For example, wars can drive technological and medical advancements, as seen with innovations during World War II, like jet engines and antibiotics. Wars have also sometimes led to social change, such as the advancement of civil rights movements or greater gender equality. When would took on new roles during wartime. Additionally, wars can sometimes lead to political reforms and the emergence of more stable and just societies after conflict. While the cost is significant, history has shown that in some cases, wars have indirectly contributed to positive transformations.
Okay, ChatGPT. So my next question is for you that how did the partition of countries affect people's lives?
The partition of countries has often had profound and far-reaching effects on people's lives. For example, during the partition of India and Pakistan in 1947, millions of people were displaced and there was widespread violence, loss of life, and disruption of communities. People often had to leave behind their homes, belongings, and even family members, leading to long-term psychological and social impacts. Additionally, partitions have often created minority populations, myophication or marginalization. On the other hand, partitions have also sometimes led to the creation of new nations and the formation of distinct cultural identities. Overall, the impacts of partition is complex and deeply felt across generations.
Okay, ChatGPT. So my next question is for you that why do conflicts repeat in history?
Conflicts often repeat in history for a variety of reasons. One key factor is unresolved grievances, whether they're political, territorial, or economic. Often historical tensions and injustices aren't fully addressed and they resurface over time. Additionally, competition for resources, power, or influence can fuel repeated conflicts. Human nature, cultural differences, and geopolitical interests also play a role. Moreover, the cycle of retaliation and revenge can perpetuate conflicts. Finally, the lack of effective conflict resolution and diplomacy can allow tensions to simmer and eventually boil over again. In essence, it's a complex mix of historical, social, and political factors.
Okay, ChatGPT. So my next question is for you that how has terrorism changed global security?
Terrorism shapes global security in several ways. It's led to heightened security measures such as stricter airport screenings, increased surveillance, and the implementation of counterterrorism laws. Countries have also strengthened international cooperation, sharing intelligence, and collaborating on global security initiatives. Additionally, terrorism has influenced military strategies, leading to the development of special forces and counterterrorism units. On the societal level, terrorism has sometimes led to increased public awareness and resilience, but it's also sparked debates about civil liberties and privacy. Overall, terrorism has reshaped how nations approach security and defense on a global scale.
Okay, ChatGPT. So my next question is for you that why was the French Revolution important?
The French Revolution was important for many reasons. It fundamentally transformed France by ending centuries of monarchy and feudal privilege, paving the way for the establishment of a republic. It also inspired a wave of democratic movements across Europe and the world, promoting ideas like liberty, equality, and fraternity. The revolution led to significant social and political of feudal privileges, the rise of secular laws, and the promotion of individual rights. Additionally, the French Revolution influenced the spread of nationalist ideas and helped to reshape the political landscape of Europe. It also brought about significant economic reforms and set the stage for modern concepts of citizenship and democracy. Overall, the French Revolution was a pivotal event that left a lasting legacy on the world.
Okay, ChatGPT. So my next question is for you that how did the American Revolution shape democracy?
The American Revolution had a profound impact on democracy worldwide. It demonstrated that a colony could successfully break away from a colonial power and establish a republic based on democratic principles. The revolution introduced key ideas like the importance of individual rights, the concepts of popular sovereignty, and the idea that governments should be accountable to the people. It also inspired other nations and movements for independence and democracy, particularly in Europe and Latin America. Additionally, the creation of foundational documents like the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution provided a model for democratic governance. Overall, the American Revolution played a key role in spreading democratic ideals and shaping modern democracy.
Okay, ChatGPT. So my next question is for you that what impact did the Industrial Revolution have on society?
The Industrial Revolution had a tremendous impact on society in multiple ways. Economically, it transformed economies from agrarian based to industrialized, leading to increased production, the greater factories, and the rise of new industries. Socially, it led to urbanization as people moved from rural areas to cities in search of work, which brought about significant changes in living conditions and community structures. It also sparked innovations in technology and transportation, like the steam engine and the railroad, which connected distant regions and facilitated trade. On the cultural front, it brought about shifts in lifestyle, work patterns, and even education, as there was a growing need for skilled labor. Overall, the Industrial Revolution reshaped nearly every aspect of society.
Okay, ChatGPT. So my next question is for you that how did the civil rights movement change the world?
The civil rights movement had a profound impact not only in the United States, but also around the world. It played a crucial role in dismantling institutionalized segregation and discrimination, particularly in the US, and it set a precedent for other social justice movements. The movement inspired a global conversation about human rights and equality, influencing countries dealing with their own civil rights issues. It also led to significant legislative changes, such as the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Voting Rights Act of 1965, which helped to ensure greater legal equality. Beyond legal reforms, the movement empowered marginalized communities, fostered greater awareness of social justice, and paved the way for ongoing advocacy for equality and human rights. Overall, the civil rights movement left a lasting legacy that continues. ठीक है, मैं आपकी मदद के लिए हाजिर हूँ। जब भी आपको दोबारा सवाल करने हो या कुछ
So my next question is for you that why are independence movements significant?
independence movements are significant because they represent the collective desire of a people to achieve self-determination and freedom from colonial or foreign rule. They often lead to the creation of new nations and the establishment of sovereign governments, allowing people to shape their own political, social, and economic future. These movements also inspire a sense of national identity and pride, and they often bring about social reforms and progress on a broader scale. Independence movements contribute to the global spread of democracy and human rights, and they help challenge and dismantle oppressive systems. Overall, they play a vital role in shaping a fairer and more just world.
Okay, ChatGPT. So my next question is for you that how did women's rights movements impact history?
Women's rights movements have had a transformative impact on history by challenging gender inequalities and advocating for equal rights in social, political, and economic spheres. These movements have led to significant legal reforms such as the right to vote, access to education, reproductive rights, and workplace equality. They've also helped shift societal norms and broaden the understanding of gender roles, empowering women to take on leadership roles and contribute to all aspects of society. Beyond legal changes, these movements have inspired other social justice causes, fostering a more inclusive and equitable world. Ultimately, the women's rights movements have been crucial in shaping a more just and balanced society.
Okay, ChatGPT. So my next question is for you that what role did youth play in historical movements?
Youth have often played a crucial role in historical movements by bringing fresh perspectives, energy, and a sense of idealism. Young people have been at the forefront of social change and advocacy, often challenging the status quo and pushing for progress. For example, during the civil rights movement, students played a vital role in sit-ins and marches. Similarly, youth have been pivotal in movements like the Arab Spring, environmental activism, and more. ठीक है, मैं आपकी मदद के लिए हाजिर हूँ। जब भी आपको मजीद सवालात हो या
So
कुछ
viewers,
और
this is our CallAnnie. So I hope like it. Meet with the next CallAnnie and the new topic. So Allah Hafiz, Pakistan Zindabad.